Ethereum's kind of trying to hold that 460 area. We didn't really cover a lot of crypto this morning. All right, so guys, just like we were just doing there on teaching you about the trading journal. After you get done with your trade, it's important to go over your trades, because when you crack open those trades, and sometimes you have to be out of the trade before you kind of before you can think clearly about it, especially when you're new or even experienced traders. There's a lot more emotion when you're in the trade. So sometimes after the trade's closed out, to go back and reflect on it's important, and not to do it the next day, because you're going to forget about what you were thinking or what you were feeling into the lows. So I like to do these recaps of what we did. But pretty good morning. I came in a little bit out of the money just from some core trading, but got all that back today on this move down. And we just said that, all right, we missed a lot of this move down. It was a nice trade, but the market was really oversold this morning. And we actually I said that this was probably the low right here on this exhaustion move. Just simply because after 1, 2, 3, 4 lower lows, or you want to call it 5 or 6 lower lows, it's just getting really extended. You don't need an Elliott wave to tell you that. It's just, you could look at an RSI, but just a simple rule of 4 lower lows. All right. And then the cycle it's really rare a cycle stays this low also without cycling back and forth. But also we have 4 BCIs here. And then if you put these 2 bars together, this is your exhaustion move. This is these 2 candles right here. That's almost bigger than this candle that started to move off. So when you get a candle like that at the end, that's your igniting bar that starts the move down. And then when you get this at the end of the move, that's usually your exhaustion. And so you don't want to be pressing and shorting into those bars at the end of the move. And then what you actually notice is, for those of you that taken the training, this candle, this exhaustion candle with no follow through, that marks your low right there. Boom. That's why I was saying that's probably your low. And then when you take out halfway of this red candle and then you take out the high, that's enough to propel you back towards the bands, back towards the 30. So now we're starting to reshort again here. After all this, we said that's probably the low. You could play a contrarian. We actually went long on Dragon. So we went long on Dragon. I actually put this out on Twitter. I said, I'm going to be buying into 149. Seems like that's probably going to be the low. And when I say something's probably going to be the low, I'm not projecting my opinion on the market that, oh, this is absolutely has to turn. My attitude is anything can happen, but I know that the probability is pretty high that this 30-minute, after such a steep drop right into our pie line, there's a good edge there that this can turn, especially when the cycle is low and cable just collapsed and cable's starting to show some exhaustion. And it's had just a stupid one-way move all morning. So I can anticipate, but I'm not being rigid. I'm never being rigid in my expectations. But that's where the edge was. So I put that out on Twitter that's the spot to be thinking contrarian long. And I said contrarian long because that's what it is. This was still in a downtrend. until right here. So you can play contrarian, but you got to know how to play that. You have to be more patient. You have to wait for the cycle to turn up. You got to wait for higher lows on the 1 minute. Right, guys? So just like we're kind of going contrarian now here on euro versus the pound. Where am I at? So I'm going to come out of this last dragon piece. There's like 275 bucks in that last piece. Let's try to switch over real quick here. Right here. This dragon, long 100,000 off the lows. Right. So I'm coming out of that. I'm going to come out of this last piece. I'm going to come out of all of it. Now, normally I would say you need to trail and let the market take you out, but this is a contrarian play. So now I actually want to start thinking short if we push back towards 149.80. So I'm okay with you coming, if you deciding you want to take yourself out when you're playing contrarian, because you're trailing stop method. I mean, you can move to a trailing stop method, but you got to do it more along the lines of like the 5 minute here. So you could play like this way, and you could you could use this next pivot, you could use as your trailing stop. You could use the 8 here, but you could also actually flip and go a little bit short now because you're playing this trend. Anyway, I don't want to get too much into too much stuff here. I'm just trying to review our trades, but that was a good trade. We basically bought, I mean, I was buying all in here, and I was telling you guys the same thing. 149, and then what did we say? Where's our risk? Our risk was like 148.80. We said, yeah, we'll give it a little bit of room here below the 30, right? $148.80. So I knew my risk was kind of like this. I didn't want the market to go. And then I'm trying to capture all of this. So that was a perfectly timed, executed contrarian long there. And then here, now we start going back short. And the whole way up, we were talking about what, guys? Be patient. You can start slowly selling a little bit, putting your toe in the water short, but we got to wait for our cycle to come up. And look how beautiful that is. It gets you selling now and not selling here. And believe me, there's a lot of traders that are trapped on this low right here because they don't sell. They're waiting for confirmation. They're waiting. And when it moves to a new low, they go, oh, this is just going to continue. And that's how they end up shorting the low. And that's, if you don't trade with this idea of time, you're gonna end up falling in that same trap. But when you wait for the cycle, it's a completely different outcome. But anyway, so you guys do good? Everybody make money? For the newer guys and gals, we went over the day trading. Oh, we didn't cover euro pound. We euro versus the pound, made some money here too. So this was another little contrarian play because cable was so oversold. We started fading it this way, looking for a turn. So we were fading it up there, selling up here, sold some here, covered, sold some up here, covered, sold some up here, covered, and then we got the break, cover, and now we're going long again with the bottom of this cycle, looking for a bounce back kind of towards the mean, I guess, if you want to call 30 the mean. But good session, guys. Yeah, so journal a couple trades for me Thursday. We didn't do much in the crypto markets today. Just it's not really doing much. I think for the rest of the day, though, this near term 30 minutes really define the market. Whether you're looking at a chart of the GDAX or obviously here's the futures, this is actually an okay spot to sell a little bit again here, day trade. 30-minute cycles coming back up. You're right at the bands. It was pretty dormant all morning. So to turn this near term bullish on Bitcoin, we got to get above the bands first. And we're probably put it in another lower high, which would create a pivot. If we don't fall back here, then we got to watch this high right here, 8,300. That was support. It was resistance. A lot of people kind of got excited on this candle here, including, I went a little bit long and then I flipped and went back short. But this candle, there's probably still a good amount of traders that are long that were under the water here, and they're going to be sellers right now. But that's kind of the spot to watch, guys. Near term is 8,300. Time it up with your cycle. For those maybe that are joining us, if you want the intermediate term picture, we're still in a downtrend. So I still have some of my hedge on from 9,000. 86.80, I think it was. And there's some support here at the lows from, was that Sunday? And if we break that, then we're going to start testing these daily and weekly closes. 7,600, 70.60, and then the intraday low. The daily cycle is still down on futures. It rolled over on cash a couple days ago, I think. So there's still a lot of intermediate term weakness. And then what changes that is we got to get above here first, this pivot around 9,000. But then the big picture momentum isn't going to come back until we get above 12. But that said, we want to be a buyer at 6,000. So I'll be covering this last bit of this short, probably with a something 7,000 handle if we drop that low. And then gonna increase the longer term positions down here. And then we'll give it like $500 or $500 wiggle room. See if we can turn back up this way. That's pretty much all I got. Guys, for those of you that are maybe new and joining us, I'll show you the best way to get involved with us. If you type jenkinsrm.com, this is our educational firm. This is where we do a lot of work on our coaching and trading. So all our education's there. This is our chat room. Takes you to, it's free to come into the room. And then we do have a paid crypto room with crypto trading alerts. And you can sign up for all that actually on this page here. But to come into the chat room, that's the easiest way, right? Follow that tab. There's the crypto. This is our trading course. This is $2,000. So this is everything. This is just this little recap in 10 minutes here. I've probably walked through 5 different concepts. And that's just inside of 10 minutes. I have 9 hours of this, everything I've learned in my 10 years trading professionally, trading real risk, making big money. I know what it's like to lose big money. Being on the bid for 200 million, tens, getting hit, getting lifted, making markets, working trades, crossing trades, brokering. But anyway, the whole directional model is right here in this course. I mean, I paid 12 grand to learn how to trade Forex, and I got like 3 basic setups, and I learned about, what's a pip and all that. But I knew that was worth it, that if I just got a couple concepts out over the life of my trading career. And if you want to trade for the rest of your life and this is your passion, I mean, you'd be willing to invest yourself, and you'll have confidence that you can take some ideas, refine it, make it your own, get better, and then it's going to turn into a lot of money and dollars for you down longer term. So for 2 grand to get this amount of high level education, it just doesn't exist anywhere else. And then this is our live webinar. Sign up. Well, this is our group coaching that's in a live kind of webinars fashion, I guess. So when I'm talking to my traders right now, I don't think the YouTube people can see this group of traders here, but that's what we trade together every day. But my guys, good session. You know how to handle the rest of the trade here for the rest of the day on cable. I'll try to update you in the chat room, and then I'll talk to you guys Thursday. Are you guys good? All right, Christine, you're welcome. Dave, see you, buddy. See you at the taco stand. Alex, welcome. Gary, we'll talk to you. Stan, Felix, you guys work on those trading journals, and we'll go from there. And for those of you in YouTube land, we'll see you in the chat room.